Hey, John from whatyourwearing.com, and in this video I'm going to go over the Spotify app and how it's used and what you get and what you don't get and everything else about it on the Samsung Gear S3 Classic watch. It'd be the same on the Frontier, so they're essentially the same watch except for design. So I got it all set up here, and I've got it. And that's going to be the app that you click into, and then you're going to go into it. And I got to say that this. I'm really impressed with this app. I know it was delayed upon the Gear 3 launch, but it was worth the wait because it's quite good. It pretty much. I want you to know I do have a premium membership to Spotify, so I have full access to everything here, and I'm not even sure what's restricted with the free and so forth. But I have a full paid, so I do. If you only use the free, you may not have all these options. So, anyways, you can go in. You can navigate with the usual scrolling up and down like that, or the turn bezel. All right, I normally just use a screen instead of the bezel, but just to let you know you can do that. So you go in, and you can go into your library, and then you can scroll. Again, you can scroll your albums, your songs, and your playlists. Click in there, and you have your usual. So essentially, you get the whole user interface. It's just Christmas there. Train songs for my son. Not even sure what that is. There's my faves. And then you click into it, and they list all out in the usual fashion. Taking a little while to load up there. That's actually not typical. All right, so I had it loaded in there. So it's actually playing off the watch, all right? You can set it to play off. I'll say that again. It's playing right out of the watch speaker. Now, obviously, it's not going to be the best sound, but it just shows you that you can actually play it out of the watch speaker. Of course, you can sync it to Bluetooth headphones. I use Beat Solo 2. Works really well. You can also run it straight through your phone, and then if you have, jack headphones into the phone, it'll work that way as well. So you could basically, control your Spotify in any way that you're going to listen to it. So it's great. And I also have a Bose wireless system at home, and I can run it through there as well. So it's pretty cool. All right, so you can skip. You can keep jumping through, and you can control your volume. I want to see if that works. Now, with the volume, it's not going to work for every mode, okay? So you can just go like that, and then you just kind of tap where you want it to go, and you can increase the volume that way, all right? But I want to make it clear that in some modes, the volume is not going to work. So if you're using the remote mode, I'll show you how to get there, it's not going to work. So we got to get back to our settings. So if you go into settings, so right now I'm streaming over Wi-Fi, so I can control the volume. But if I were to switch it down, I'm going to see, I can pause it like that. I mean, it's really outstanding. I have to say, it's really great. Remote, if I switch it over remote, I'm not going to do that because it takes a little bit, but if I switch it over remote, you're not going to be able to control the volume. I think that's about the only limitation. But what remote does is it'll then run through the phone and not off the watch speaker. So if you got like headset set up with a jack in your phone, you can listen to it that way, which is probably the best way unless you have wireless Bluetooth headphones. You would want to run it through those as well. That's obviously going to sound better with headphones than a sort of lousy watch speaker. I just set it up that way so you could see, get a sense of the sound. So that's the basic settings. It's not a lot of options for settings, which is good. Back into you can do full search, you can do pretty much everything. So I think it gives you a good idea there of how comprehensive and excellent the Spotify app is on the Samsung Gear S3 watches. I think it's great. I also have Spotify on my Android Wear watches. It's not bad. It's not nearly as robust as it is on the Samsung Gear. I think the whole user interface, the way you navigate what's available, it's just much easier on the Samsung S3. So there you go. If Spotify is a big thing for you, and it's going to be a big part of your watch decision making. Personally, after using lots of Android Wear and then the Samsung, I prefer the Spotify app on the Samsung over the Android Wear. But Android Wear is going to, I think, sounds like, so I've read, that they're going to have a big update in 2017. So who knows what that's going to bring.